Sing me to the mountaintop, or sing me to the sea. Sing me sentimental lies, or sing me honesty. An instrumental now and then might cut me to the bone. Sing whatever song will take me home. Swing me down to Nashville, lift me up to Liverpool, lifting me to Laurel Canyon, to a newer kind of cool, where that great big yellow taxi waits for me and me alone. Sing whatever song will take me home. Sing a country ballad on a smattering of scat. Something on the cutting edge or something on a hat. Song to church to plays or something to tone. Sing whatever song will take me home. Welcome everybody. Third installment of the Song Studio. Johnny Melnick right here. We got a kicking show this afternoon. Quarteze, good friend of mine, Chuck Greaves, lyricist, writer. All right. Sing a sentimental lies or sing me honesty. An instrumental now and then might cut me to the bone. Sing whatever song will take me home. Song will take me home. See whatever song will take me home. Yes, sir. Yeah, new song. Thank you all. Thank you all. So, like I said, we have Paul Hoyle, our good friend Paul Hoyle, is going to be with us this afternoon as well. So the show is chock full of goodies. And without further ado, I'm going to introduce Douglas Quarteze, and we're going to find out what he's doing. Right? Welcome to the Song Studio with Johnny Melnick. Here we find and spotlight original music and songwriters to discuss all things music, from the songwriting process to music theory, music publishing, and more. Tune in for both live performances and interviews from local artists. You can stay if you want.
No, I'm good.
You make us look better.
I need a microphone. I'm good.
I'll set you up. Johnny, you're on. Talk.
Okay, well, hey, welcome everybody. This is the third installment of the Song Studio, where we address all kinds of issues and discussions about music, both playing, publishing, everything involved in music. We have a lot of songwriters out there writing music and trying to figure out where do we go with this? Do we do I hook up with some kind of distribution thing online with say Bandcamp, or I stumbled upon one last night. It was U42, YOU42. You might want to check that out, especially if you have videos. Everything is right there in one place, which was attractive to me. Sometimes we have to flip pages and get to, it's tough to navigate. Anyway, again, I'm just going to mention it, YOU42. And right now we're going to turn to, Douglas Quarteze. Gentleman I met last week, on the show last week.
Yes, sir.
And I was touched and impressed by his presentation and his, so I want to find out more about you, Doug, and let's, you can start. Where's home? Where was home? Where did it all begin?
Ooh, long way. But to make it quick, thank you, Johnny. Thank you, Song Studio, for the opportunity. Sea Sirens, everybody that made this possible. And just to kind of go back to the story, the music story. I was born in LA. We live right across the street from the studio in California where they used to tape It's Music, It's Magic, It's Solid, Go. And that's this thing that I used to do as a kid. Like my mother was just like, I love that show. And so it started with Solid Gold. Like if my family sees this, they're gonna like crack up. So it started with Solid Gold in California, and then as we moved around, I ended up in Minnesota, and that's when I discovered the funk. The funk, and I discovered songwriting from the Nashville writers at Music Tech at a school downtown. I did choir, the typical things, rock bands, the whole 9 yards. By doing that, I was, recording in a lot of studios and stumbled upon the funk with a lot of, obviously a lot of Prince's.
King.
Yep. Engineers. And I started at 15 recording, performing, and recording. 15 to 25 just recording. I have 5 albums completed. Didn't put them online yet because my background is in computer programming and hospitality. And so I witnessed then where the music industry was going, because I was one of those kind of nerdy kids in regards to wanting to learn about like the engineering and the audio side of the music industry. So like MIDI performances, just a lot of things about this, how audio and visuals really, like, pretty much knowing that you're really nothing without your sound and your lights as a performer. I may not be the best singer, I may not be the best dancer, but if I have the best sound, I have the best lights.
We had conversations about that.
Yep.
The voice comes from the heart.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been doing that a long time too, and everybody can sing. Everybody can sing, and you can sense when people are giving it from the heart. And that's what I saw in you when I first.
It's something that's taken me through singing and songwriting. Has taken me through so much, and so when you're able to release or receive and release as a singer, songwriter, performer, and even an instrumentalist. It's such a freeing, therapeutic, healing medium that, I didn't recently become, like, all my friends in Miami are like, what? Because I didn't release.
Switching gears.
Yeah, and it was something that because I held it till because it was something that was like we're talking about, it was something in my heart that I didn't want to get damaged, right? And I don't want to sound pretentious or facetious, and I hope I'm not. But it was just something that I held on to while I was doing hospitality and IT. It was something that kept me grounded, that when I was in a bad space, I can write a song, I can go listen to my albums, and it'll put me back into that beginning stage, that reset.
Okay, so now I'm relating this to a lot of people out there who could be in the same spot. They've been writing songs for years and they're holding on to it for one reason or another. What was the deciding factor that made you to say, like, okay, it's time to do something with this?
It was definitely, we had this conversation earlier, we were talking about COVID-19, and in COVID, so I wrote this song called I Pray. I'm not gonna do that one today, because I want to do Relax, but it's a song I wrote in 2000, right before, in Minnesota.
Okay.
And in Minnesota it gets freezing. And I was working at a hotel, and I saw this kid and his father sleeping at the bus stop in like negative weather. And I received the song, and it was like, I pray you bless the souls of all mankind. I pray you give these children a peace of mind. And then September 11th hit, and I finished the song. And we finished it, and my immediate circle knew about it, but I didn't release anything. I didn't release anything at all during that decade. Mm-hmm. And COVID hit, and then I definitely wanted to share with my friends and my ecosystem. So I released the song. I went back and revisited the song, talked to my producer at the time. I still work with the same producers, Savannah Street Music, and with Cedric Sanford, and those guys are from the University of Virginia, Norfolk.
Mm-hmm.
So I come from a good pedigree. Like I said, the Minneapolis Sound of Funk. But like the point to answer the question, not 'cause, we get sidetracked as artists. It was during September COVID, where I wanted to share with my Miami family my art, so they can maybe it was a way that they can heal.
Yeah, man. That's what I sensed. I sensed the music is a medium, and to be delivered to people who are not musicians or whatever, and we need to bring them in to feel what we feel.
And as a person that's in the middle of it, Johnny, meaning that, like I said, what I'm saying, I might not be the best musician, might not be the best this, but I feel I have that bridge between the common man and the musician.
See the way people respond to you, Douglas.
You know, and thank you. And so like when I released it, everybody was just like, wow. And it felt good, Johnny, because for the last 2 decades, we got away from lyricism, right? And so it's just amazing to be on a show that's highlighting. I mean, you wouldn't have never, and I know everybody can feel this right now because there's a time it's about the beat, and there's nothing wrong with the beat because I'm a dancer. But now that we're back to lyrics and listening, that just shows you where we're at. It shows you where we're at and that's what we talked about last time, taking it back. And I think it's time for us to take it back.
Here's what I'm gonna do. I want to take a break. Guys, it's okay to take a break now? Set you up, and you're gonna do a song for us today, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be called Relax.
Relax.
And I wrote Relax just for all the couples, for all the families, for all the people. And I'll make it quick. Just, you can't talk and listen at the same time, right? And sometimes then when we're at the heat of the moment, all it takes is just tranquilo, relax, receive, execute. So I can't wait to share this
I
one.
look forward to that.
Thank you.
Josh, we're gonna take a short break, and we'll be right back with the Song Studio in Douglas Quarteze.
Thank you, guys.
Being a successful woman in business means having the courage to own who you are. We understand the challenges faced by women, and we are here to help. Our team is here to develop the best strategy designed just for you. Your path is unique, and with the right tools, you can accomplish your dream. From radio to TV, from podcasting to magazines, we create the visibility to amplify your impact in business. At New Dawn Media, we are here to help bring your message forward and help your business flourish. It is time for your message to be seen and your voice to be heard. Contact us at 866-224-5422 or brooklyncafe.tv. Your voice can make a difference.
Do you want the opportunity to have a TV show or podcast? Now, at Amp Media Productions, you can host your very own visual broadcast anywhere around the world. With our talented group of creators, we will provide you with show elements, board operations, and any on-screen visuals you'd like to showcase. All you must do is log onto your computer and communicate with your viewers. Contact Amp Media Productions at 866-224-5422 or email hello@amp2.tv to start your own show today.
Do you have an idea for a show or a podcast? Do you want the opportunity to be on TV? Amp Media Productions is partnered with True Oldies Real Radio Station and powered by many online platforms such as Roku, Facebook, YouTube, and even Amazon Fire to help amplify your impact. Do you want your voice to reach a wide audience? Call us today at 866-224-5422.
Welcome back to the Song Studio with Johnny Melnick. For more information, go to johnnymel.bandcamp.com or email johnnymel@comcast.net.
mankind. I pray you give these children a peace of mind. I pray you give man another chance. Give us the strength right now, cause we need some help. Since the beginning of time, war's been the key to success for those who choose to oppress. Nevertheless, we the civilians are the ones paying the price. Whether the cause is wrong or right, it's not fair to trade cash for blood. It's so hard letting go of the ones that you love. Many say it's the sign of the times. Whatever it is, Lord, hear my cry. I pray you bless the souls of all mankind. Yes, I do. You give these children a peace of mind. I pray you give man another chance. Give us the strength right now, cause we need some help. I pray you bless the souls of all mankind. I pray you give these children a peace of mind. I pray you give man another chance. Give us the strength right now, cause we need some help. So many casualties dying for money to pay for college tuition, not knowing that there's a deeper meaning that goes back centuries, long before corporations and democracies. It's a catastrophe in the Middle East. Everybody, let's pray for the Sudanese. 1 million people are dead on the streets, also known as the world's largest atrocity. I pray you bless the souls of all mankind. I pray you give these children a peace of mind.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Song Studio. I'd like to introduce Paul Quarteze. Relax.
Hello, everybody. Take a breath in.
Relax and be free, girl.
Let your guard down, you're here with me.
Relax,
Relax, baby.
be free.
I can feel your pain deep inside. You can't let go of your hurt. You can't let go of your pride. Walls of confusion high, surrounding you. High. Countless broken hearts and lies that spoke the truth. Broken promises, yeah, I've been there too. High. That's why I can see it on your face, because it's such a commonplace. It's hard to erase old memories, but let them go right now, cause I'm all you need.
Relax,
Relax, baby.
be free.
Yeah. You're here with me.
Relax,
Relax, baby.
be free.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Can be beautiful once you know yourself. But to know yourself, you got to accept yourself. Stop being so tense in my presence. I can be your strength and your confidence. Just relax, relax, baby.
Be free.
You're here with me.
Relax,
Relax, baby.
be free.
Yeah. Breathe in, breathe out. Baby, it's time to work this out, cause we gon' make it, baby. We're gonna make it, yeah. Breathe in, breathe out. Baby, it's time to work this out, cause we gon' make it, baby. I'll just
Relax, be free.
You're here with me.
it, baby.
We're gonna make it, yeah.
Breathe in, breathe out. Baby, it's time to work this out, 'cause we gonna make it, baby.
Oh, just relax.
Be free.
Oh, yeah, yeah. You're here with me. Yeah. Ooh,
Be free, girl.
yeah. Don't make them come on,
Relax. Be free, girl. Relax.
Being a successful woman in business means having the courage to own who you are. We understand the challenges faced by women, and we are here to help. Our team is here to develop the best strategy designed just for you. Your path is unique, and with the right tools, you can accomplish your dream. From radio to TV, from podcasting to magazines, we create the visibility to amplify your impact in business. At New Dawn Media, we are here to help bring your message forward and help your business flourish. It is time for your message to be seen and your voice to be heard. Contact us at 866-224-5422 or brooklyncafe.tv. Your voice can make a difference.
Do you want the opportunity to have a TV show or podcast? Now, at Amp Media Productions, you can host your very own visual broadcast anywhere around the world. With our talented group of creators, we will provide you with show elements, board operations, and any on-screen visuals you'd like to showcase. All you must do is log onto your computer and communicate with your viewers. Contact Amp Media Productions at 866-224-5422 or email hello@amp2.tv to start your own show today.
Do you have an idea for a show or a podcast? Do you want the opportunity to be on TV? Amp Media Productions is partnered with True Oldies Real Radio Station and powered by many online platforms such as Roku, Facebook, YouTube, and even Amazon Fire to help amplify your impact. Do you want your voice to reach a wide audience? Call us today at 866-224-5422.
Welcome back to the Song Studio with Johnny Melnick. For more information, go to johnnymel.bandcamp.com or email johnnymel@comcast.net.
Fantastic. Thank you, Douglas Quarteze, ladies and gentlemen. Beautiful, man. Put such a beautiful vibe in the room, man. It was great. It was really good. We're going to move on right now. I got my good friend Paul Hoyle, master producer, engineer, a Grammy winner, musician, singer. The list goes on, but let's see if we can get Paul up. He's in the studio right now, so he's agreed to join us for a little bit. Love to see him, and I appreciate you coming by, Paul. Thank you so much, man.
Johnny, how are you doing?
I'm doing okay. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you okay.
Okay. Talk to me. What's
I'm
going on?
enjoying your show.
What's going on in your world right now?
Well, my routine is write a song a week. So the business that I'm in is licensing for movies and TV shows. So I have to have the products to compete on any briefs that come by. So any time that I have is writing and producing and seeing what moves and what doesn't move.
I got it. Let me ask you a question. Do you write with other people? You have a group of people that you collaborate with and like that. I'm just trying to get the idea. For most songwriters or young songwriters are kind of isolated in their own world. How, and you being a total professional, do you collaborate with other people, other writers?
I do services of supervising songwriting. That's one thing. sometimes I would get a client that they just wrote lyrics, and I would wrote the melody for them. I would do a demo, a piano demo, or a guitar demo, and then they see the song, and then they would decide if they want to go ahead and produce it for themselves or put it in the market. So I think that the quality of the writing is the most important thing. You know,
Right.
more than the production. So if you have something that sounds like a hit on piano and voice, you got to pay.
Interesting you should say that, because I'm a believer that the song carries the weight. The song, if
Right.
you have I grew up in the 60s when the recordings were done on 4-track, maybe 4-track recordings.
Oh yeah.
You know, but the songs were as big as could be. They made the world move. And
Yeah.
and so but that's a tough thing to sell nowadays, because a lot of people think production is everything, and the song can be whatever. I don't personally believe that, but you're telling me that we meet on that idea.
Yeah, yeah. I think, you know, what you copyright is the melody and the lyrics.
Right,
You don't copyright the arrangement.
right,
So
exactly.
that gives
It's
you
an
the idea
SR, right?
of what it.
Yeah. For
Right.
those who don't know,
Yeah.
there are two types of copyrights musically: a PA, which is a performance art, which is the notes and the words perhaps, but not in any particular arrangement. An SR is a sound recording where you copyright that particular recording. Is that correct?
Exactly. But sound recording is after the master is done. And you do that so that you protect it from, you know,
The wolves.
Right. They would sample part of your song and they put it in their song. So yeah.
Right. That's
That's why
great.
you do sound recording.
So I understand you're working. You're also running a band, Paul Hoyle Band, which I read
Oh,
about.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I get it on Facebook, and you're doing a show at a Lutheran church coming up.
Yeah, in Miami.
That's interesting.
Sometimes we get hired to do shows, and this is a great. This is Christ the King Lutheran Church. We're the first time that we're playing for them, and it's a great community. They do from classical to jazz to our music that is Latin and pop.
What a
and,
great idea!
Yeah. Yeah. So we got a lot of my following in Miami coming on, but my band, I love playing with them. We are 6 people. Another female singer with me. I play piano and sing, guitar, bass, Latin percussion, and drums. And I just love the guys. You know,
Well, I know that Grammy Award behind you is for an engineering or a
it's
technical.
engineering and co-production.
A technical thing, but a lot of people don't know how well you sing, and I've heard you sing, and you're marvelous there too. So it's like,
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I've been a studio vocalist for many. You know, people. I've done commercials around the world with my voice, and you know, you don't necessarily know the artist, but you know the voice. You know,
Right.
I've done Pepsi, I've done McDonald's, I've done.
oh my Lord.
Yeah, you know, because you know, I love to sing, and I also train myself, and I can sightsing with with classical choirs and stuff.
You're
So
a multi-talented threat right there, Paul. You are.
Oh,
You got all the
it's a
bases
threat.
covered.
We're a threat.
That's marvelous. Listen, before we go, I know you have to leave, but
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure that people understand how to get in touch with you. It's www.paulhoyle.com.
.com. Yeah, they can
Right.
write to me. I would love to answer questions about the business, about how to get a demo, finished.
And I'll tell
to an artist.
I'll tell the people that I'm sending you songs as well. So we're threatening
Yes.
to work together in the studio
Oh,
as
it's
well.
gonna
So,
be great. Your songs are amazing.
Paul,
Thanks,
thank you so
Johnny.
much for coming by.
Thanks for inviting me. All right.
All the
Bye-bye.
best to you, and we'll see you soon. Okay, I hope. Okay.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you, man. We're going to take a short break, and we're going to come back with a writer friend of mine, lyricist Chuck Greaves, all the way from Colorado. We'll be right back, folks.
Being a successful woman in business means having the courage to own who you are. We understand the challenges faced by women, and we are here to help. Our team is here to develop the best strategy designed just for you. Your path is unique, and with the right tools, you can accomplish your dream. From radio to TV, from podcasting to magazines, we create the visibility to amplify your impact in business. At New Dawn Media, we are here to help bring your message forward and help your business flourish. It is time for your message to be seen and your voice to be heard. Contact us at 866-224-5422 or brooklyncafe.tv. Your voice can make a difference.
Do you want the opportunity to have a TV show or podcast? Now, at Amp Media Productions, you can host your very own visual broadcast anywhere around the world. With our talented group of creators, we will provide you with show elements, board operations, and any on-screen visuals you'd like to showcase. All you must do is log onto your computer and communicate with your viewers. Contact Amp Media Productions at 866-224-5422 or email hello@amp2.tv to start your own show today.
Welcome back to the Song Studio with Johnny Melnick. For more information, go to johnnymel.bandcamp.com or email johnnymel@comcast.net.
All right, let me hook it up here. Boy, that came back quickly. My next guest, ladies and gentlemen, on the Song Studio, my co-writer, my partner, actually a hometown friend. We've known each other for 40, 50 years. Who knows how long it is. Chuck Greaves. Can we get Chuck up on the screen? There's my boy. All the way from
Johnny.
Quarteze, Colorado. Chuck, can you explain
Great to be
us,
here. Thanks for having me.
Can you explain to us where in God's name Quarteze, Colorado is?
Yeah, Cortez is in the southwestern corner of the state of Colorado, so I'm actually closer to Red Rock Canyon country that you might envision in Utah that I am to the snow-capped Rocky Mountains.
Okay, is that like near Four Corners in that general area?
Exactly right.
Okay, well, there we go. Geography was my thing. Not now, because I'm sure the map makers of the world are doing it all in pencil, because the world is changing so quickly. But anyway.
I thought you majored in baseball in high school, John.
Boy, I still miss it. I'm still waiting for somebody to call me to let me play. Long history. These people don't know much about me. I've been talking about myself too much, but it's good to have you here, Chuck. And Chuck and I are. Let me tell you how this whole thing started. Chuck is an author. I guess, Chuck, I don't want to go back and say something that's wrong, but you were an attorney in Southern California for a number of years. Well, why don't you explain it, what you did? We left high school, you went to Brown?
No, I went west. I went to USC in Los Angeles.
Okay.
And I went back to Boston for law school, and I ended up back in LA practicing law, which I did for 25 years. And then I turned 50, John, and I had sort of a midlife crisis, and I decided that I wanted to try something different with my life. And so I moved to Santa Fe, New Mexico, and began writing novels. And long story short, it's now been not quite 20 years, but I've published 7 novels. I've written a few screenplays. And as of a few years ago, I started writing song lyrics,
Yeah.
thanks
I'm
to
going to
you,
tell
John,
I'm going
because
to
you
tell the
reached
people
out
how
to
that
me.
came about.
Yeah. All right, go ahead.
I think I called you out of the blue. I hadn't spoken to you in how many years, but I've been good friends with your brother, Roddy, and Danny, and the whole family, basically. Nancy and I are still in contact, and the whole gang. I think I called you and said, did you ever think about writing song lyrics? And you had come back to me saying that you had just seen Ken Burns' country music documentary, and you get back to me,
Yeah.
and you started feeding me
Yeah.
lyrics, and let me tell you, folks, he's way ahead of me as far as my writing songs to keep up with his lyrics, but they're marvelous, and we've I guess we've got about some 15 songs in the tank or something like that, or different degrees of development, and it's
Yeah.
been quite a
Yeah.
pleasure, to tell you the truth.
It's been a pleasure for me, John, and an honor. You talked about the fact that the folks down there in South Florida don't really know your background very well. So I'll tell them, John Melnick was a music legend, is a music legend on Long Island, where we grew up. It used to be when you go out to a bar to see a live music, you'd go see Billy Joel or John Melnick. And I don't know whatever happened to the Joel guy, but Melnick's continued to perform music and entertain people for decades, and it's an honor for me to be writing songs with you, John. Believe me.
Oh, it's cool, man. We have a ways to go, and some really good music is coming out of it. I've been assembling a kind of an album of the songs we've finished so far, and I can honestly say that I'm waiting for somebody to, when we get it out there, somebody's going to be knocking on the door. So it's good stuff, really good stuff.
Great.
I was trying to cue up a country song, but I'm not going to be able to get to that today, but I will, and we'll do this. We'll do this again as the songs go on and progress. So let me ask. How do you like living in Colorado? It's I mean, you got snow. It's snow there, right?
Not here right now. We do get snow in the winter. It's spring here now. I actually
No
own a
kidding.
vineyard, John. I don't know if you realize that, and I grow wine grapes, and so I've actually got a crew down in the vineyard right now pruning grapes. So spring is definitely here.
Wow. So you're going into the growing season.
Yeah, coming up.
Yeah, well, that's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. Interesting.
Yeah, I used to do all the work myself, and I finally wised up and leased the vineyard 2 years ago to a local winery, and now they do all the work, and I just watch them work.
All right,
It's much easier on my back.
Yeah, that's better, but it's good that you know how to do it, just in case things fall apart.
Yeah.
The question I was just going to ask you is that what's are you still your next writing project? What are you working on? Another book? I know you've got 7 books out there, right?
I do.
Seven
Last one
books,
came out.
and ladies
Last one
and
came
gentlemen,
out in.
at www.chuckgreaves.com, correct?
Correct.
It's
Correct.
chuckgreaves.com. Check out the books. They're marvelous. I've read a few of them, and I love every one. So
Good. Thank you, Sean.
a lot of things bubbling up.
The question of what I'm doing now, I've sort of been trying to segue into screenwriting a little bit, and so 2 years ago, more than that, 3 years ago, I wrote a TV pilot that ended up being produced, which was kind of cool, and I got to watch my show being performed and actors reading my words on camera. That was interesting.
Gotta be.
I just finished writing a feature screenplay, which is getting some good buzz, and my fingers crossed that something will come of that. I just got back 2 weekends ago from the Utah International Film Festival, where that screenplay was a finalist for the Best Feature Screenplay Award. And of course, I'm writing songs, John, and really that's one of the most exciting things I'm doing. When you write a book, it takes me 2 to 3 years to finish a novel. And you get that great experience of holding your book in your hand, that the thrill of watching your work come to fruition. With a screenplay, maybe it takes you, 6 months to write a feature screenplay. But with the songwriting, you can write a song, you can have an inspiration and sit down and write a lyric that you're happy with in a day or two. And in that sense, the payoff is a lot more frequent. And so I get the satisfaction of having finished a piece of writing I'm proud of, every few days if I'm applying myself to the process. So I've really enjoyed screenwriting with you, John, and I especially love hearing the final version come out. We've released now 2 songs.
Yeah, we got
I think they're
only
both
2,
great.
so we have a bunch of them written, but only 2 released right now. And you were telling me the other day you got in your car. You tell me.
Yeah, so this was literally 3 days ago. I got in my car and I turned on the radio, and it was just the beginning of our song, "A Song to Take Me Home," on the radio. So I had the
You
thrill
hear
of
that fantastic
driving along.
piano lick in the front?
Great piano lick. So that was a treat. I was riding with my wife, and we gave each other 5. It was a lot of fun. That's actually the second time that's happened to me. Our first song, Country Song, came out, and I was driving in my car, and I heard that on the radio. So we get local radio play here in Colorado with these songs.
Yeah.
We're just waiting for
So
who knows, the rest of the country to catch up with us.
Yeah, that's exactly right. We'll keep feeding them until they get it. But it's like the interesting thing that I see is that the first song you wrote, you're living in Colorado, man, so you got horses and stuff walking around, and it's like you write a country song. So you're in a country land, and our next the song we just released, "A Song to Take Me Home," which I played up front on the show. Is done by Kelsey Pinter, who's a young, a lovely singer from your area, and and I was saying that, but the vibe of it is so different than the country song that we're crossing all kinds of barriers, and the songs are not defined in what they call a genre right now. So we have all kinds of things from rock to funk to smooth jazz. Song to Take Me Home is a sweet song that I see so many people picking up on and doing, musicians playing. Anyway, that's the way I like to write. To invite people in, it's to invite people in to sing and make it accessible. So I'm very happy. I'm really happy with what we've been doing so far, even though I could be going at a quicker pace. But again, we'll get it.
Well, I say we cover the waterfront, John. You mentioned Ken Burns' country music series, which I thought was fantastic. And you're right. I just finished watching that when you contacted me a few years ago and talked about songwriting. And the thing we didn't grow up with country music, right?
No, certainly.
But the thing I love about country music is that it's very much lyric driven, and you can tell a story in a song, a compelling story that evokes emotions in a song. So I really enjoy country music now, and where I live here, we hear a lot of Americana, a lot of country on the radio. So when we wrote our first song, it was a country song, and I thought it came out, really well.
Yeah.
My musical roots are really I moved to LA in 1974, and that whole Southern California sound, that whole scene with Bonnie Raitt and Jackson Brown and the Eagles, that's where I kind of that's where I cut my teeth, going out to seeing live music and whatnot. And my sensibilities are really sort of still there in that 70s folk rock, genre. And I think a lot of our songs, slot in there, but we do rock and roll, we do some jazz, we cover the waterfront.
I'm excited about all of it, Chuck. I have to sit with the lyrics. I mean, here's for the songwriters out there. This is a collaboration I was speaking about earlier, that we have 2 people working on the same song, and finding the happy medium to. I asked Chuck not long ago, do you write the lyrics and you have a music in mind? And I'm seeing how far away what I write to your lyrics is from that point. which can be, it could be a stretch at different times. Some of the songs I imagine strike me a little differently than perhaps you were imagining, and but
Yeah, but that's part of that. That's part of the trust you have to develop in a co-writing partnership.
That's it. So if
I trust your musical talents and your musical sensibilities much more than my own. So, it's a treat for me when I have, maybe a melody in mind and I hear you do something totally different. I'm like, wow, that's fantastic. I wouldn't have thought of that. You and I
well,
write
you
the way.
never told me that. You never said anything like that to me. So it's like okay.
I don't want to give you a big head, John. But you and I write the way Elton John and Bernie Taupin write. I send you the lyrics and you write the music.
Yeah.
I co-write with some other composers, and we do it the other way around. They send me the music, and I write the lyrics. So it's interesting to do it both ways. I tell you the truth, I prefer having the music. I prefer because the music tells me what the mood of the song is, what the tone of the song is, and that helps me craft the lyrics. Whereas I imagine the converse is true with you. If I give you lyrics that evoke a certain emotion, that allows you to develop that in the music, I would assume.
Yeah, we haven't tried that end of it yet, but we will.
Well,
we'll get to it.
All right.
Sure.
Good.
Yeah, so there's a lot going on, Chuck. As far as let's talk a little bit, because the kids and the writers out there, maybe you're not familiar with the licensing of music and ASCAP, BMI, those kinds of things. We belong to organization. We belong to ASCAP, which is the American Society of Composers, Authors, and Publishers. So it's kind of like it's run by the musicians, whereas BMI is also a licensing organization, Broadcast Music Incorporated, which is run by the radio stations. So it depends who you're affiliated with. But these are the people that track your airplay, things like that. If you're a writer, musical writer, or an author or publisher too, same thing. You want to join. I prefer ASCAP, but BMI is valid too. BMI is free.
Yeah. So
ASCAP is $50 to join.
Yeah, if you play music, if you are a venue that plays music, whether you're a concert venue or a grocery store that plays music over the up in the air there,
right.
Or a bar that has music, you can purchase a blanket license from ASCAP or BMI.
That's right. It covers all the music for the year. Right.
You can play any music that they have, and then you have to pay a royalty to them. And the royalty gets kicked back to, hopefully, ideally, it gets kicked back to the song publishers, the songwriters. Right. You as the composer, me as the author.
Spotify, Apple Music. You join. There are certain organizations that send the music to all the buying platforms. The former record store, former Tower Records. Remember that? There's no retail music it's not in the building anymore, so it's online. But it's very tough, very, very tough. You want to have your music out there, but the money and the royalties coming back from Spotify, you have to have a major, major hit in order to make that work. Is that pretty much true?
Yeah, the numbers are pretty daunting. I think I did the math once, and I think I concluded that in order to earn $100 on streaming, you have to have something like 20,000 downloads. So really, there's no music, for you and I, and 99.9% of the musicians or writers out there. There's no music in streaming. To me, streaming is like having a song on a streaming platform like Spotify or Apple Plus or whatever. It's like having a calling card. It's like it's out there, so that if you are pitching your music for sync licensing, for example, or if you're hoping to be covered by a name brand performer, the song is out there, and you can refer them to it, and they can download it and listen to it and see if they want it.
Right.
You're not going to make money necessarily from the downloads, but it's out there and it's available and it's accessible. So it's just a way to get your music out in the world. And
Right.
then you have to make that extra effort to do something to monetize that.
It's almost like you can't not do it, but don't expect too much.
Yeah,
My former guest Paul Hoyle was talking about sync licensing and for films and movies, and that seems to be that's the place to go, and that's the place run by music supervisors.
Right.
To who screen the music and accept or deny incorporation into the movie or the project or documentary or whatever it is. So there's that's the other side of it. But
it seems to me that as a songwriter, there's two ways to make money. One way is to have a music supervisor download your song and like it and want to use it in his TV or film or advertising campaign. The other is to have a name brand, like I say, a name brand performer listen to your song and say, "Hey, I'd like to do that." I don't want to get ahead of ourselves, John, but I'll tell the audience that you and I had a recent brush with that because a friend of mine who I write songs with is playing bass right now with the Kingston Trio, and they're about to cut a new album, and they reached out to my bass player friend who reached out to me, and they were looking for some new material. And so I sent them some songs that you and I had written, some songs that I'd written with my friend Kurt Mangan, and they're under consideration right now. So with any luck, we'll be on the Kingston Trio's next album. They do something like 60 or 70 shows a year. They tour all over the place. I know they're doing a show at the Greek Theater in August with Judy Collins and Steve Martin. And with any luck, John, we'll be able to listen to them perform one of our songs.
God willing, we'll see. Yeah. Father Time is taking its toll a little bit, but it's like I hear that the clock ticking and all that kind of thing. But on we go, man.
The fluttering wings of the angel of death, John.
Well, I tell you what, I'm enjoying the whole process, and good to be back in touch with you and Linda, and hope everything's going well out in Colorado. Oh, I got 3 minutes. Still got 3 minutes to play, which is okay by me. Chuck, you got anything else you want to talk about? Any kind of projects coming up, or outside of what we already touched on?
Well, nothing in terms of new. I always have a new project. I've got, like I say, I've got 7 novels out there, John, and so I would like to. What I like to do now at this point.
Where can they take a look at chuckgreaves.com, and where else? What platforms are your books on?
Anywhere books are sold.
So Amazon.
So 3 of my novels were published by St. Martin's Minotaur. They're mystery novels. 2 published by Bloomsbury. They've been published all over the world. Mm-hmm. And you can find them any place where books are sold. But so I've got 7 novels, and potentially I've got 7 films or a TV series and maybe 4 films. Yeah. So that
Jake
feature screenplay I mentioned.
Jake McTavish is your private eye, isn't that?
Jack McTaggart.
Jack McTavish. It was great. Yeah, he's quite a character. And then you did a book about Lucky Luciano.
I did. I did a book about Lucky Luciano, about his famous vice trial in 1936. Great story behind that. I won't bore you with it, but I met a woman who was the daughter of Luciano's defense lawyer.
Wow.
And
who was that?
She
you
said
got a
to
name
me,
on that? So one of those gangster lawyers?
His name was George Morton Levy, and his daughter Cece Levy. We rode horses together in California, and she said to me one day, when my dad died in 1977, I moved all of his files into storage in a barn in upstate New York. And nobody's ever seen them since. And I said, Cece, would you mind if I took a look at those files? And she said, sure. So I jumped on a plane. I picked up my brother Danny. We drove up to this barn in upstate New York. And sure enough, in the corner of the barn was this, like 12 rusting file cabinets under a moldering tarp. And we spent the whole day going through all the file drawers. And we found George Morton Levy's file from the case of People versus Charles Lucky Luciano. And so with that in hand, I did years of research, of course, first, but I ended up writing a book called Tom and Lucky and George and Cokie Flo. The Wall Street Journal named it to their 10 best mystery novels of the year, and it was a finalist for the Harper Lee Prize for legal fiction.
Wow.
But that's an example of a book that very much could be a movie.
Right.
And so the screenplay I mentioned a moment ago.
I got to
that
wrap
just
this
came
up,
back
Chuck.
from the film
Sorry
festival.
to
Yeah.
interrupt.
No, it's okay.
We're out of time. It's chuckgreaves.com. Check him out. Chuck, good seeing you again. The Song Studio. We're going to be back in no time. We'll see you. We'll see you on the next show, folks. Thank you very much for tuning in. Yeah. Thank you for watching. To view more of my songs, visit johnnymel.bandcamp.com. If you would like to be on the show, contact me by email at johnnymel@comcast.net. We welcome all musicians and songwriters from all genres. Tune in next week for more music only on The Song Studio with me, Johnny Melnick.